Hey everybody, it's Matthew Street. Welcome to my channel. As always, truly appreciate you being here. And folks, should we do a competition? Should we even try? Should we do a versus? Beatles versus Dave Clark 5? Nah, I don't think so, folks, because you know for me, the Beatles are going to win every time. So I'm sorry about the title of this video, but I just did that to get your attention and grab a hold of you because I want to talk about the Dave Clark 5 today a little bit. I hope you won't mind. I love this band, and what sparked me was the kindness of a viewer, a subscriber, a close acquaintance of mine outside of YouTube who we have some personal contact. His name is Wink55, aka Rich. Thank you, Rich. Sent me this VCLT not too long ago of Session with the Dave Clark 5, a UK import that he found, believe it or not, at a New Jersey yard sale or garage sale, whatever you want to call it, tag sale, wherever you're from. And it's a beautiful mono copy with the glossy front, the matte finish on the back. I've never had an import album of the Dave Clark 5 like this on the beautiful blue lettering Columbia label from the UK. Isn't that sharp? And I believe an original sleeve with it. I mean, I just love this album, folks. And when I got it from Rich, I said, I've got to talk a little bit about the Dave Clark 5 with my viewers. I want to see what you think about the Dave Clark 5. Are you a fan? Are you not a fan? Well, what do you recommend to own of them? Because I don't have everything by the Dave Clark 5, but I've loved them since I was a kid. A child and a preteen and a teenager. I mean, this goes back, the Beatles were always number one. They were the first. You always remember your first love. But right after them was the rest of the British invasion for me. The Kinks, the Rolling Stones, Jerry and the Pacemakers, Herman's Hermits, The Who, and certainly Dave Clark 5 and beyond. And I've been going ever since, folks, with the music thing. But I got some singles of the Dave Clark 5 when I was little, but prior to that, I'd like to tell you my first contact or realization that the Dave Clark 5 existed, and that was again because of my parents. My parents had a great extensive record collection, and one of the albums in their collection, which I still have, is this one. It's called a Golden Encore Limited Edition Collector's Album from Columbia Special Products, hit tunes that sold over 1 million. And folks, we have some great artists on this album. What a compilation. Golden Encore. Here's, if you can freeze it, you can see everything. But you're talking Barbra Streisand, Stephen Eady, Doris Day, Tony Bennett, Patti Page, Robert Goulet, Julie Andrews, Johnny Mathis, Barbra Streisand. But the two that really stuck out for Matt Street were Chad and Jeremy doing Can't Get Used to Losing You, right here. And the big one, my number one on this album that I wore out the grooves on this thing, was the Dave Clark 5 doing Can't You See That She's Mine, right here. And when I was a little kid, my parents had this. I played those two songs on this album incessantly. And that was my big opening to the Dave Clark 5. And you see it's on the Columbia Special Products label. Love them from day one, folks. And over the years, I've collected a few of their vinyl albums from when I was younger up to today. This one happens to be the greatest hits. This one is 5x5. All right, there's the back. This one is called American Tour. So many great albums here in the USA by the Dave Clark 5 and Coast to Coast. Now, the Dave Clark 5, as you know, consisted of 5 members. You had Dave Clark on drums. He was the mastermind behind the band, the business savvy guy, the marketing guy. He was all business Dave Clark, and he was good at it, okay? You had my favorite, Mike Smith. What a great rock and roll lead vocalist and keyboardist he was. He passed away, sadly, in 2008, right before they were going to go into the Hall of Fame. He was supposed to go to the ceremony, but a few weeks before the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, they were inducted by Tom Hanks. Mike Smith passed away. Sad, sad story. We also had Lenny Davidson on guitar, Rick Huxley on bass, but he died in 2013, and then Dennis Payton on saxophone and guitar, died in 2006. What a great band. But Dave Clark's a little bit of a strange dude. He is very tight like a drum with releasing their material over the years. He went, after the onset of CDs and whatnot, he absolutely refused to release officially any of their material. You had to get old releases like this, or old cassettes, or just used stuff that was in the store. And maybe someone can explain that to me, because I don't understand the whole thing. But Dave wouldn't release their material, with the exception of a double CD back in the 90s, I believe, late 90s, called the Dave Clark 5, History of the Dave Clark 5. It was a double CD set that had tons of their material on it. Now, I sat on my hands and didn't get it the first time around, and it went out of print. Dave didn't leave it out there too long. If you didn't grab it, it was gone. So I had to get a fan club only release of this through the Cellar Dweller Records. Have you heard of them before? They color for color, plastic for plastic, cardboard for cardboard, redid the History of the Dave Clark 5 double CD, and they did a nice job with it, and they re-released it kind of on the QT for us fans, and I was able to get a copy finally. And I've had this for years, and this is all I've had, because Dave Clark, like I said, is so tight with releasing their music. But then finally, in 2019, he opened up the floodgates a little bit, so to speak. He took all the American albums, and I certainly don't have them all. There's tons more. He remastered them all, and he has them now on Spotify. I'm not sure if they're on other streaming services you can check, but if you have Spotify, get over there and you can check out Dave Clark, the Dave Clark 5. All their albums are there, including in 2019, he also released a brand new, this one you can't get anymore, but a brand new compilation called All the Hits, remastered. Sounds fabulous. I've listened to it on Spotify, and I think I'm going to order it on vinyl. All the Hits is great. It was released in 2019, maybe as part of the presentation of all the albums being put up on Spotify remastered. But the albums themselves, correct me if I'm wrong, have not been printed in standalone copy, CD or vinyl. So you've got to get all the hits if you want to get some physical media of the Dave Clark 5, unless you just want to buy used stuff like this. So check it out. All the Hits came out in 2019. Sounds fabulous. All the albums are now on Spotify, and as I said, not sure other streaming services, but this has sparked me. My gift from Rich, Wink55, has sparked me to listen again, to pick up some more Dave Clark 5, put it on the stereo a lot, and listen. And folks, I cannot wait. And thank you, Rich, for sending me this beautiful, beautiful album. I appreciate it. So folks, let me know what you think. Are you a Dave Clark 5 fan? Do you like them? Do you not like them? I love them. As I said, I'm a British Invasion guy. The Beatles are my numero uno. And I put these guys right together like this, along with the Rolling Stones, the Kinks, Jerry and the Pacemakers, the Who, Herman's Hermits, on and on and on. Jerry, the Rolling Stones, love them all. Love them, love them, love them. So thanks, Rich, for reigniting my passion for the Dave Clark 5. And let me hear what you think about the Dave Clark 5, folks. Okay? I hope you enjoyed this little video. I just wanted to come back, have something to talk to you about. And let me know what you think of Cheap Trick while you're at it, because I love them too. I'm just kidding, folks. No, I'm not kidding. I love Cheap Trick. Right up there. Anyway, folks, I'm getting kind of slap happy here. I was out doing some leaves today, so the cold kind of froze my brain a little bit. Now I'm hungry. I got to go eat something. Got to go see how the Patriots did against the Jets. You know, that good old stuff. I love you all, folks. Thanks for putting up with me. Thanks for being here. Let's talk some Dave Clark 5 in the comments. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.